Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look again on the euro currency. So as yesterday we have discussed the changing of the short-term trend on the intraday charts. It's mostly due to the recent statistics release and JOLT report. Yesterday was a bit slower gross domestic product, and that actually has supported the investors' expectations on the Fed pivot. So that situation starts moving in a direction where Fed desired, and that's, well, by the opinion of the investors, probably will lead to more dovish policy and comments from the Fed, especially in the September meeting. But actually we think that this is very short-term reaction, just because recent statistics and slowdown of the gross domestic product absolutely doesn't resolve the problem on the inflation that we still expect will be rising, as we will see in September and October, and we do not think that this will lead to some far-going consequences. So this current pullbacks, mostly speculative reaction on recent statistics. What really I would like to mention on daily chart that we actually, well, haven't mentioned previously. So let's take a look that the euro currency, in fact, on the daily chart has formed bearish reversal swing. So you can see that this swing down is greater than this swing up, especially as you could see that this recent rally that was relatively fast totally has been erased. And very often happens after reversal swings, market shows deep retracements. So it means that euro currency, for example, as it likes to form 50% pullbacks, I'm not excluding the chance that it might reach area around 1 or 10, 30, somewhere 50% resistance level. So that's possible, but it will not change the overall context and overall fundamental background. We treat this as a pullback, as a retracement. Besides existence of the untouched major target, it's always brings some dangers to any pullback that has happened. It's because untouched targets is very important, and market in most cases gravitating to these targets, and that puts under significant risk any potential bullish pattern that will be formed. So we will talk about this later on the lower time frames. So that's actually what we have on euro currency. So yes, in the short term we could get a stronger upward action, some deeper retracement, but the statistics that we've got, it's well, it doesn't change overall situation, because absolutely different sources of the inflation. And in fact, the things that gross domestic product shows the slowdown, in fact, means nothing, just because, as we talked many times in our vehicle report, in fact, the United States is already stands in contraction of the economy. It should have negative gross domestic product, but by different tools of the calculations, different ways that point to different components of the gross domestic product, it's showing that it's positive. So the fluctuations of the 1-2 decimal points in the gross domestic product absolutely doesn't change the core, and doesn't make any impact on the real ongoing processes in the United States economy. So we're just not to pay too much attention to that. So on the 4 time frame chart, as we said, we are coming to the second stage of our training plan. We said that market, we could keep an eye on the possible head and shoulders pattern here. And its neckline stands around 109.50. Market has touched this area, now forming the pullback. It means that for taking the long position and considering the entry point, we now need to keep an eye on 108.50, 108.40 area. As you can see, harmonically, this is the point where potentially right arm might be formed. And that's the level that we intend to keep an eye on. And then theoretically we will be watching for possible entry on the long side, but it's just one point to take a look at. So first of all, these targets that well, stands below the market, it's not occasionally mentioned. So it means that the points where potentially right arm might be formed, it's also have to be monitored by bearish as well, just because this head and shoulders, although it looks pretty nice and well actually could lead to some kind of A, B, C, D performance right to the more extended area around 110, 110.30. So at the same time, this additional risk factor, and it also could fail, especially it will be some additional background for possible failure of this pattern. So that's what we intend to keep an eye on. On the hourly chart, you could see the levels. So supposedly it should be somewhere around 1.855, just because this is 50%. Is because also take a look at agrees approximately with the lows that have been formed. So somewhere between 1.835, 1.855. That's the area that we will keep an eye on. For the bears, we already said that if you would like to make the scalp short position, it's not forbidden, but wait for clear patterns and wait for strong levels. So it's around confidence areas. You can see market is turning down. Well, currently it's difficult to say something because you can see the action already accelerated. On minor charts, maybe there you could find on the 15-minute chart the kind of the godless triple to sell has been formed in this area. So market is dropping, but this is too small scale. We're usually not considering this type of trades. It's just because it's very difficult to make the reports in time and control the performance of this market when we're preparing videos just daily. For this time scale, you need to make videos hourly or at least once in a few hours to just properly trade this background. That's why we're mostly acting on a larger scale, so it's particular on the full time frame chart and the daily chart. So that's actually what we have. Let's keep watching. Today we'll get CPI numbers for European Union, inflation for United States, personal consumption expenditures, income. So lots of data will be released. Chicago PMI, by the way, also later in the session. So situations will be really very tricky and as a technical as with the fundamental background that we have. And what I'm really think that might be a really interesting moment is the possible failure of this head and shoulders, just because of the existence of these targets as the XOP and the OP, which is really very important. Just let's keep an eye on this. And always keep in mind this, and if you intend to take the long position around this area. So that's a few moments that we would like to mention today.